Hi grade 12 student. So in today's video, we are going to do a cash flow from the scratch. Okay, so please make sure that you watch until the end so that you're gonna learn something on this video. Okay, and also I want to emphasize that, guys, when it comes to cash flow, whether you are doing a CAPS or you are doing IEB, all of them they are the same. Okay, and you are going to get them when you write your paper one. So you have to make sure that you watch until the end so that you can gain some knowledge when it comes to this cash flow statement. Okay, so now uh, let's check. The required say that we have to prepare cash flow statement for the year end 30 September 2023. Maybe because this is part 1 of 2025, let me give you a background what is all about cash flow. Cash flow, we are going to focus only on cash item. Cash that we receive, we are going to see it through a positive amount like this that was there on the answer book. It is positive, no brackets, is inflow. Negative is outflow. Okay, so we have three activities that we have to deal with when we prepare cash flow statement. Activity number one, we call it cash effect from operation. Operation is how we operate our business. Okay, number two, cash that was received or paid from investing. Investing, this can you can say, guys, is from non-current assets. Non-current assets, because we are talking about fixed assets and what and fixed investment. Okay, fixed deposit. So it's from non-current assets. Then the last one is financing. Finance, we talk about a loan or a shares, whether you purchase shares or you sold a share. The last one is to calculate opening and closing balance. Okay, so you must know the format, guys. It's very important to know the format of cash flow statement so that you will never ever have a problem. So let's do this question paper. Some of the principle I will show you when we deal with this question paper. Okay, the first item, it was already calculated, which is cash generated from operation. We were not required to prepare this note in this case. Interest paid, it was already drafted, because if you check information number A under interest expense, it was given. So they didn't want you to indent free marks because it was copy and paste. Okay, now we have a taxation paid. That's where we are going to start. Taxation paid. Guys, when you deal with taxation paid, number one, you must copy the one from income statement. That's the step number one. From income statement, we have income tax of 497,400. Write it as negative because it's outflow. Okay? 497,400. That's the simple method, guys, that I use to get the right answer. Write it as negative amount. Okay, then the next step is to check what happened at the beginning of the year. If we check at the beginning of the year under number E, we have a balance of SARS income tax in 2022 of 53,200. In other words, because it's under trade and under payable, last year we used to owe SARS 53,200 last year, which means that the amount that we owed them last year, already we paid them this year, because we can't skip another year again, because in 2022 we owed them, now we're in 2023, we can't say we didn't pay them. We paid them, because if we didn't pay them in 2023, do you want to pay SARS the following year? And you skip year, it doesn't work like that. They can arrest you. So it has been paid. Its outflow is minus 53,200. Okay, and the closing balance is in number D, on receivable. At the year end, when we are preparing this, on this day when we are preparing, SARS owe us. Do you think they pay us the day that we prepare? No, they're gonna pay us the following year, because it's 2023. So which means that this money is not yet in our hands. It's still outside. It's still outflow because it's not in our hands. It's still in the hands of SARS. They're gonna give us next year. When they give us next year, we're gonna write plus. Okay, it's still minus 4809. And when you put negative this, it will give you the negative. If you subtract all this amount, they're gonna give you negative 598,690. Okay, you can't do transaction by order, guys, under cash flow. You must go there and mix them up. Okay, the next one we are going to dividends paid. Remember, guys, when we were doing those previous chapter, dividends that was actually paid, number one is interim. Interim is paid. Okay, let's take interim that was paid, number F. The last one, they say interim dividends of 25 cents per share were paid on 30 April. Okay, here we must read all information. At the beginning, we have 850,000 shares, and December we make additional of 150. Let me show calculation here. We have 850 at the beginning, and we sold another one 150, and we repurchase back 200,000 share on 31 March. But they say that these 200,000 they must not be subtracted. They still qualify for what? For dividends. Okay, so which means that we are not going to subtract them. We must just add these two, and after that we multiply by 25 cents. Okay, then it's gonna give us interim dividends of, let me quickly check. Let me calculate. Of 250. You must first add these two and you multiply by 0.25. It's gonna give you 250. Okay, then after that we said plus the final dividends of last year under number E, shareholder for dividends. Remember, the one for this year, it will be paid next year. The one that we paid this year is for last year. The last year one is 390 plus 390,000. The formula of dividends paid, guys, is interim of this year and final dividends of last year. You just add those together and you said dividends paid as outflow. We pay, it must be outflow. When we pay, it must be outflow. All this paid must be all outflow, guys. Don't get confused. 640. It's gonna be 640. Very simple. Okay, so now we have to go to the second activity. Okay, so I want to remind those who haven't yet joined extra class, guys. Let's make sure that we join extra class in time. Whenever that you see this video, it's not late for you to join. Come and join and learn with other students, because guys, what I've noticed on the previous year is that the student, they cry in the final examination. When they are about to write final examination, that's where they want to learn everything that was being learned in January. Guys, come in time so that we can be able to help you, because in the last 10 minutes, even the traffic are so high. A lot of people are texting, so it's better to come in time so that you will never ever have a problem. Whether you are doing IEB or you are doing CAPS, make sure that you come and join. We will sort you out. Okay, now let's go to the activity number 2. Okay, activity number 2, let's check assets that was purchased or sold. Number C, we fix the assets and let's read the information. Land and building were sold at a cost during the year, and vehicle was sold at current value at the year end. and accumulated depreciation on the vehicle sold was 125 at the beginning of the year, and vehicles are depreciated at 20% per annum on diminishing balance method. Okay, let's take land and building first that was sold. At the beginning of the year, it was 3 million cost price, and at the end, it was 2,750,000. The difference is 250. That 250 is the one that was sold. 250,000. 3 million minus 275,000 under land and building number C. You're gonna get this 250. Then plus, remember they also sold what? A vehicle. Okay. A vehicle that was sold at carrying value. How are we going to know the cost price? It's very simple, guys, because they didn't buy a vehicle, which means that we check the cost price under our fixed asset. It was 950. 950 minus 725. I need to quickly calculate. 950 minus 725. We're gonna get, let's do calculation here, 225,000. Okay. And remember, they said at the beginning accumulated depreciation was 125. And we have to use diminishing balance, which means that to calculate the other depreciation to add, we must say minus 125,000 multiplied by how many percent? 20% over 100. And after that, we must check if we have to count a month. It was sold when? Okay, guys, they say that it was sold at the year end, which means that there is no need for us to calculate another depreciation. We're just gonna take okay, it's 225 minus 125,000. Okay, we have to calculate this depreciation, but we are not going to count a month because it's year end. It's 12 over 12. Okay, 225 minus 125,000 is gonna give us 100,000 minus 20%. It's gonna give us 20,000, which means that our carrying value now we have to add. We have to say 225,000 minus 125,000 minus new depreciation of 20,000. It's gonna give us a new carrying value which was used to sell this vehicle, which is 80,000. 80,000. Okay, that's how we do it. Very simple. We are looking for carrying value because it was sold at carrying value. Okay, and it will give us 330,000. Okay, let's see. Fixed assets purchased. What was purchased here? They say equipment was bought. Equipment was 268 last year, and this year is 310. Let's see how much different. 310 minus 268 is gonna give us 42. Because we purchase, money goes out. Because we sold, money comes in. In the answer book, this was not required to calculate. Okay, they didn't want you to prove whether it's balanced or not. They say this is not required, you must not calculate. Okay, done. The second one. The third one, we have to calculate cash flow from financing activity. Let's start with sales of share, not assets. Sales of share. Okay, did we sell any share? Yes. Number F, guys, they said 150 share were sold at 7 rand, which means that it's 150,000 multiplied by 7 rand. which is going to give us how much? Let me quickly check. $1,050,000. Okay, repurchase of share. How many shares were repurchased? 200,000 shares. Okay, but now the issue is the total price is how much? Because they say that this were repurchased by 1 rand 70 above average. Remember, guys, above average is a loss. A loss of 170, we must add it with what? With average, so that we can get total how much repurchase per share costed. Now here we need to calculate average. We can't dodge this one because additional we made after we repurchase, which means that we must also add issued. Okay, let's start with the number of share. It was 850 at the beginning plus issued of 150. Okay, the value of issued, we have it is this one that we did 10 and 50,000. So at the beginning of the year, let's check on our balance sheet. Our ordinary share capital, it was 4,250,000. If you do this, you are going to get average of how much. Let me quickly check. Let me calculate. £5.30 plus 1 rand 70 of loss that is given. It's gonna give us 7 rand. Okay, because we repurchase share, it's going to be outflow. Outflow of how much? 1.4 million. 1.4 million, like this. Okay, now let's go and check a loan quick. A loan, if you check a loan from Munchal Bank, last year we owe 1.8, but this year we owe 2.4 million loan, not share, which means that if loan increase, guys, we went and borrow. When we borrow, it simply means that we receive money from the bank that we borrow. Okay, it's how much? It's 2.4 million minus 1,850,000. Okay, which is going to give us how much? 550,000. Very simple. And the last part, we have to check cash and cash equivalent. So at the year end, our cash and cash equivalent didn't have a bank overdraft, so we just gonna write 1,847,300. But if you check opening balance, it was 509,500, but there was a bank overdraft of 145. If there is a bank overdraft, guys, first open a bracket, said your cash and cash equivalent of 509,500, and first subtract bank overdraft because there are charges from the bank. 145,700. You must first pay the liability and left with the balance. Okay, the balance is 363,800. Okay, now we need the net change. The net change now is very simple, guys, because we are going up. If this is negative, you add. If it's positive, you subtract. This minus this is going to give you this one because we are doing reverse. Okay, if you do that, you're gonna get 1,483,500, because when you go down, you must say this plus this is gonna give you this. Very simple. That's the introduction of cash flow statement. If you want more videos, subscribe. If I find that more subscribers are on this video, I'm gonna do another one, and I will also do a full video of a match test that you're going to write. Let's do so. Subscribe. We want to reach 100,000 subscribers by year end, guys, and 80,000 by June. Please, let's do so, so that this channel can grow and keep assisting millions and millions of students. See you next video.